a chipper too. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna have one more question. It's gonna be super easy. Relax. No. Seven questions. Hang on to it for right now. Bless you. When it says what kind of data, that's talking about, is it numerical or is it categorical? It's numerical. They said it wrong. Or I told you to say.
Did we learn about those yesterday?
Yes.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Just think of what the word means. Numerical, categorical. Maybe looking at working on the map. You got something working on right now. I'm not going to be checking right now. I'm going to give you about maybe 3 more minutes to get this done, and then we're going to kind of grade them. You're going to switch with someone and grade them. We're talking about the answers. So we have about 3 more minutes yet.
I don't get question
Number what?
question number 5. It doesn't say.
It's either going to be categorical or it's going to be numerical.
What word do you get out of category? Yep. What do you get numerical? Yep. I don't get so. Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, I got you up in our order already. What's that? Oh, those are nice, are they?
What is the favorite? Don't change. What? Yeah. Yeah, please don't change. Yeah, I just. Oh, I got 37. Wait, I didn't realize I got 35.
There's no way that's 35.
Well, I was round week, and I was saying,
No one told me that you couldn't really figure out the numbers.
you all just guys.
Well, then they're all gonna use those numbers. Well, if you would have told me sooner.
Yep, now we have to redo,
Oh, the mode. That sucks.
we need the most.
2 divided by 15. Where did your 15 go?
One person with 38, 2 had 40.
Oh,
Good call. Good call. I hope whatever you do, you don't divide by 5. Because that's saying there's one person that had 38, 2 people had 40, 3 people had 45. Oh no, Josie. But if you do that, then if you're saying 2 people had 40, that's really 80 hot dogs there.
So it's wrong. So you divide by 5?
I could change this so it's easier.
What?
Now you would divide by 5.
Thank you. Should have checked. We got this wrong. Is that
Now this is why you don't mix them up the last minute.
Yeah!
Yeah. So next time do it. Did you change it?
What is the PDF? Sorry about the mixing it up. I hope now it's easier now though that I gave you the numbers and everything. Are you milking a cow? Yeah, I'll give you 2 more minutes, that's it. What are you doing looking in your notes? You can't do that. This is to tell me if you know what it is, not if your notebook remembers.
Notebooks remember everybody. I'm supposed to use them. The Nikki and
Oh, you can say it for you. Are you doing the same thing?
what's the thing you got to do this now? Right then. No, you didn't get just get one of those little bottles and just hold it.
paper and just switch with someone at your table. Okay? So you have to switch with Linda.
What if we didn't finish it yet? You have your own business.
There you go.
We switch with someone else's.
It's not that hard if there's an odd number at your table. Figure it out.
What is this?
Okay, here we go. Okay. All I want you to do is, you can want to put a star for if it's right or just put a slash if it's wrong. Okay, here we go. Mean. Mean is like the what again? Average. So what should you have done with these 5 numbers? Add them up and then divide it by 5. So when you added them up when you add it up and divide it by 5,
You just said that it was.
you got what?
Well, then my first answer was 48.
48.6.
Why did you? You just said we were gonna change it so it's easier.
I did. Because if you thought if you were going to do 15 people, then you'd have to do 40 times 2, and 45 times 3, and 55 times 4, and 65 times 5, and add that all up.
That's what I did.
You did?
I did. I added all those up and then I times it by 15.
Times it by 15?
Multiplied
Why
it.
would you times it by 15?
Because 5, 6, 7,
You still don't multiply. You would have to divide. Okay. Mode. Mode means the what again?
The
Most. Which?
5.
Remember, that only works if it's categorical data. This is not categorical. Is there a mode? Is there a number that appears if there are more than once? Nope. So technically there is no mode.
This is making me mad. I don't even know what this stuff means. Well, none of us do that.
What?
Also, yeah, would they technically all be in one?
I'll accept that as well.
So
If we wrote one number at a time,
no, you have to do all or
You
none.
have to have all or none. Technically the answer in math would be none. Because they're all the same.
Okay, this
But I will
is
accept all.
You accept 5? Yeah, I got 5.
Yeah.
I got 5.
I get 60.
Everybody, shh.
Okay? Median is the what? Middle. Which one's in the middle? 45.
Will you accept 3? Yes. He will. Technically, we got it right, so.
Technically that's the people though. We're dealing with the data. This is the data.
I'm done with this.
I wrote down. Yeah, I wrote down 3.
Okay? Range. Because the same with range, you're not going to go 5 minus 1 is 4. You shouldn't have, because that's not the data.
I know 7.
You should have done 65 minus,
38.
which is 27.
I got that one right.
You can't answer some questions based on this and some questions based on these numbers. No, you can't. What kind of data is this?
Numerical.
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 Jeez.
Okay. Favorite kind of hot dog? Mason, what's the favorite kind of hot dog? Right here. You can't answer that one. Very good. You cannot answer question 6. Okay. Last one. Lots of different answers. Can someone give me one that would work for categorical first? That's what I listed first. So what's one that would work for categorical? Kalina. You don't have to raise your hand if we don't follow you. That's a variety of brilliance in class.
Brilliant. I need a pen for this.
Kalina, you can tell me what yours was too.
You just said clean a choice. How many?
How many?
How many hot dogs
How many, if you have the words how many, that's probably not gonna be categorical. That's gonna be numerical. I need a categorical type question, Mason and the Grease shirt. Favorite type of pizza? What's your favorite school subject? Very good. Very good. Remember, if you hear the word "what's your favorite," that's definitely going to be categorical.
You guys are what's your what's your favorite?
Okay. Last one, numerical. I think we all know that one. So go ahead, put blank out of 7 right on the top, just for my purposes, so I can easily see. And hey, give it back to the person. Make sure they have their name on it. And I'll come around and collect them. Okay. I'll tell you right now, you're gonna need your notebook out. We have a lot of notes today.
How many did you expect us to get?
I'd say 5 out of 7 would be good. What happened with the putting how many you got right off the 7 of?
I don't know.
You guys didn't read that stuff?
I got this answer first, so I changed it back.
You heard all these words or did you hear all these?
What? I don't know. It was well, it was like 1, 2, 3, 5. You like trying that one?
You have to know you got to write on the 7.
The one below it is the one I got, but it's
So, make sure your notes are because we got a lot of definitions today. I think we have about 5 or 6. Okay? And then we're going to practice these. So, actually, we only have 4, I guess.
How did you get 4?
That is close. Okay? Variability. Okay? That is only found in numerical data. Okay? It indicates how spread out a distribution of data is. Remember, distribution is how the data is spread out, how it looks. Does it all come together? Is it all spread out? So that's telling you how spread out it is. If it has a high variability, it's going to be very spread out. Okay? If not, it can be very clustered together somewhere. Okay? That one, that's super important. The other ones are most vitally important. So that one's just kind of a good to know kind of thing. The next 3 are what's more vitally important, which is actually things you're going to have to calculate. Bless you, today or tomorrow. Okay. Now some of you may have heard of quartiles before, right? There are 3 points that divide an ordered set of data into 4 equal groups. So basically you take your data and divide it into 4 equal groups. Right? So that little picture below shows you quartile 1, quartile 2, and quartile 3.
Can I write data, take data into 4 figures?
And you'll notice each part has 25%, which is 1/4.
Does it have to always be 25%?
It's always going to be 25% or 1/4. So the easiest way to solve this, kind of like fraction strips, I probably would always find, what do you think? It's going to be a trick question. Not really. What is this also called? Quartile 2 would also be called what of the data? Think about it. Where is it located? That should give you a hint of what it's going to be called. Van Gorkum? Okay, yes. One of those M words we put in our notes. Median. Very good. So I would start by finding the median. Right? And we're going to practice this coming up. Alright? To find quartile 2, what is that? How do you think you could find the quartile 1? Not quartile 2, that's the median. How would you find quartile 1 then, do you think? Once you found the median of the data, how would you find quartile 1? Josie? Split from the beginning to the middle in half, right? Sometimes you'll hear people say it's the median of the beginning to the median. Kind of confusing. Alright? And then same with this part. You'd want to find the middle of the upper part. So lower quartile is known as Q1. That's kind of just like the shorthand of it. That is the median of the data to the left of the median. Or, like Josie said, if you find the middle of the lower part of the data. And upper quartile is known as Q3, which is just the opposite. You're going to find the middle of the upper part of the data. So
So
again,
it's the median divided by 2 is lower quartile?
well, you just go like this with each number. You don't really divide it by 2.
Can you divide by 2 by 2?
No. You have to go like this on either side.
You have to draw.
Yeah, if you don't want to draw the picture, I guess you wouldn't have to. You just have to know that each part is 1/4. Okay. And like I said, we're going to do an example together coming up. So you can put in your notes under all this so you have an example to use. Yeah. I said 5 or better was good.
The median.
Well, technically there wasn't one because there wasn't a number there. This was, you just have to divide that. She added it all up. Right? Yeah. She added it all up. You see a lot of people still writing, don't worry. Make sure you give plenty of time.
There is no answer for the altitude.
Wait, I have a question.
Just
Once you figure out 1/4 of it, then can you just times that by 3? I mean,
no,
you have to do it to all of them?
you're finding the middle. You have to go like this on either side. You can't just like add them up and divide by 4. I know what it is. Median is the middle. So you can't just divide it in half. When you find median, you don't just divide it in half.
Why is it Q3? Do we have to know this?
Yeah, the median.
Q2 is also known as the median. If you want to just make a little note of that, that might be good. Usually you won't hear it as Q2, you'll hear it just called the median. No, they switch.
Is there more so accurate?
What you say?
So quartiles is the most important one?
The quartiles are the most important one, yes. Alright. So, I think most people got the top one at least. There are one more.
I can't see it. I just went to the upper.
Okay. One more is called the interquartile range, also known as IQR.
IQ.
Okay? You will always see it as IQR, so make sure you write that down. IQR. Okay? That's the difference between the upper and the lower quartile. So again, we're going to practice this. Label each one.
This is the last one.
This is the last definition. We still have the example yet, but this is the last actual definition. Get that next one or even that we put on it? Oh, especially what's their favorite.
Wait, so
Or no,
is
what's
that,
their favorite kind of hot dog?
is that last one?
Say it in there.
Is the last one the upper portion of minus one? Is that what you're thinking of?
Which one?
The last one.
It's the difference.
So upper minus lower.
Difference means subtraction.
So that's right.
Yes.
Is that the last one? Yeah. Thank you. Now I need to. I just did a whole page of notes.
This is the last one.
Okay, God.
Yes, I never got this one. Number 6 should be. That should be correct.
You're right.
Can't answer.
Elliot, you got one more.
Elijah,
Or Elijah, sorry.
you got 6 out of 7.
Yeah, because you said you can't answer on one.
Wait, what did
Yeah,
I
one
answer?
is-
What did I write those down? Number 6.
Alex, what's your name?
What?
Alex Ross, what's your name? You like to write it on your paper?
Yeah. All right. So I see a lot of people just writing the last one. Make sure you have room underneath because we're going to do an example right now. Okay. Well, okay. We're going to put those numbers down. That's the data we're going to use.
We have to write those down. Do we have to write these down?
Yes.
We have to, I know, do we have to write them down on our note sheet or can we just put it
Put them in your notes so you have it.
like, wait, is the number one?
Oh, it's an I call these calculators.
This is just so.
Okay. Those numbers there 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20. That is the data
You want us
we're
to
going to
make?
use. Huh? Yes. I'm going to show you something other.
Do you want us to do it in our notes where we make the little?
I would put it in your notes so you can go back and access it when you're working on this.
Why is this so hard?
It's not, sweetheart. Remember, this is an introduction. You will get more teaching of these skills that you get in the 7th grade. And by 8th, you gotta actually master all this because we don't really go over it. Like, it's smart. So remember, this is an introduction to this information. All right? It should be hard, honey, because it's new information.
Never got to this part. Finished. Oh yeah, there's only 6 more lessons, including one which I will do tomorrow. I may just select the mean. It's kind of like that thing. I may touch 4 tiles. Just middle, and. All right. Here we go. First thing remember I said I would start with would be to find the what of this data. We're doing quartiles. The median. So you should find the median right now. And if someone could tell me what the median is, that would be fantastic. I should see everyone's hands up for the median. All you remember, median, start on each side, go ahead. Which number is going to be exactly in the
Come
middle?
on, you guys know this, girls in the back table, you know this.
Mr. Landon Field, which one is the middle? 8. Which 8 is it? Because that does kind
Because
of,
on
the one on the left or the one on the right? This one, yep. I'll tell you right now, though, it does matter which one it is, because that will affect the lower and upper quartiles. So don't just say 8. Make sure you know which 8 it is. Okay, hold on. That would be the median, also known as what? The median is also known as quartile 2. Okay, so I'm just going to put. It's called a box and whisker. Okay, so I'm going to put a line here above the 8. This is the median. I'll label it here.
You guys should be doing the same on your paper.
Also known as Q2. Okay, I'll put Q2 above it.
Everyone should be feverishly writing. Well,
When you find the median of the median, do you use 8 and then you like go with this for both of them?
Okay, now we'll do lower one first. Doesn't really matter, but we'll do lower one first. Again, you start at the 1 and the 8 and go down from there. Which number is going to be in the middle of the lower numbers? Remember, you're going to start at the 1 and the 8 and keep moving until you find whatever's in the middle of those.
come on, guys, don't rely on your neighbor.
Ashton? The 5 is. I would agree with that, right? Wait. It is 5.5. It's right here, isn't it? Because you guys still include that 8.
No, but then it's just
Right? This,
no, it's not.
It's 5.5.
yeah, what's
5 and 6. Oh, okay.
So I'm going to put a line roughly here at 5.5. And that's Q1, quartile 1. Okay. Again, if there's 2 numbers that
guys, it's not half of the number line, it's half of the
between
numbers represented.
Who cares? It's not.
Okay.
It looks too close.
it might be a little close to the 4. Okay. Next one, you do the same exact thing, except for the numbers above the median. So again, go ahead and find the middle of those.
Include that 8.
Include the 8 that we have squared in the red.
This will be a good one. Come on, girls. Some of you boys that don't answer and rely on your neighbors. What one's the middle?
So it's going to be the middle of those upper numbers now, the upper quartile. Known as quartile 3.
So include the 8 and start marking off one on one end, one on the other. The one that's squared, honey, because that's right in the middle. So what number do you get that if you do it?
But that would be.
Logan? Very good.
That is your
We would start here and here, move in. 10 and 11 are right in the middle, which means we have to go right in between those, which is 11. Good job, Logan.
How's it
Good job, Tony. Okay, get that on your paper.
Between 10 and 12 is 12.
No, but wouldn't 12 be in the middle?
No, because we start here and here. And then here,
Start at the median?
you always start
Yeah,
there.
she
That's
always
the end. Just like when we did this side, we started at the 8 and the 1.
Is that
Anyway,
quartile 3?
this is quartile
Riley, you
3.
probably gotta make these notes on your paper, honey. I know you like to try to keep everything in your head, but you probably gotta make some of these notes. This is a lot of new information.
So this here is up of Q3. Okay. Now, these 3 lines that I put on the number line, we have our quartile 1, our median, also known as quartile 2, and our quartile 3, right? Sound good? Really, you're just finding the median 3 times of kind of 3 different data sets. You just keep doing it over and over. This here, when you see a box and whisker, this becomes a box. Okay, that whole thing is called your interquartile range. So this whole box here is known as your IQR. Now I know Josie said difference means subtraction, right?
So make a box and make a notation. Look, make a box.
So to find the interquartile range, we have to find the upper quartile, which was what? What was our upper quartile?
Yes.
What was our upper quartile? 11. So you'd want to do 11, and difference means subtraction, minus the lower quartile. What was our lower quartile in this data? We found it already. Alex Perry? 5.5. So that's all you have to do then. 11 minus 5.5, and that's going to be your IQR. Whatever you get when you subtract that. What do you get when you subtract that? Elliot? Elliot? What do you get when you take 11 minus 5.5? Five and a half. So our IQR is 5.5. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I should see that. What is it?
So I would start with the median, and then from there you can find the upper or lower first, doesn't matter. Okay. So I know this is a lot of new stuff, but when you really think about it, it's not that new. It's just finding the median over again. Okay? So I think we're going to practice another one before I let you go work in the book.
What?
Okay.
From the book?
Well, if we have time. All right. So first thing I need is some data. So here's our data. I don't know.
Do we have to put this one in our notes or can we put this one?
You can solve this one on a piece of paper,
Put it in your notebook after the last few pages of work that we did.
but you might need to look back into your notes to figure out how to do this. So I'm going to make some numbers up for the data,
Can you say them out loud?
and I'll even put them
Can
in
you say
order
them
for
out
you.
loud?
Can you not read
Can
them?
you
I know it's easier to just write them.
0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 8. How many is that? 6, 7, 10, 12. Okay.
Does there have to be a certain amount or do you just want to use this
It does not matter. Your data could have 100 data points. It doesn't matter.
one?
Get your data written, figure it out.
There are 11 numbers up there, so make sure you have 11 on your paper before you start trying to solve it. Okay. So
Okay, start.
start with the median, and then from there, if you want to make a little number line to help you make a little box for the interquartile range, you can. You don't necessarily have to. I'm going to ask you what the median is, quartile 1, quartile 2, and the IQR. So those are the answers you need to have.
Wait, so on the number
Yeah, quartile 1,
number
quartile.
line, you have to go up by 2.
I don't care. You don't have to make a number line, I said. You can to help you. Remember, you include that 6 when you're finding the lower or upper quartile.
Do you want us to find that it tests on the quartile? Yeah.
Oh, this one works out. This one works out. It goes to IQR. Remember the huh? No, it comes out really nice.
Oh, so because she's already done it, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Don't forget the IQR, the big quartile minus the lower quartile. No, I'm just. See, it's not that large. Sure. That goes as a negative, that's what I was thinking.
Can we do A minus 2? Hey, stop it. You're just scaring you went alone. No, it's okay.
Median's correct. And I see a line here. So that's quartile one, right? Quartile three. What's between 8 and 8? Okay, so it's what? So it's 8 minus 3. We do the big one minus the small. Yep. Some number is between 2 and 2. Yep, just 2. Here, what IQR is. Okay. Here we go.
Can we do one more than so I have like question
We're gonna this one worked out just very easily. Okay. So first of all, remember I said you want to start with the median. Richard, what is the median of this data? The median is 6. Okay. So that is also known as quartile what? 2. So I'll just put Q2 for now. Right? Then I don't care which one we do next, I guess. But let's go to do the lower one just because we did that last time too. Right? Kalina, what's going to be quartile 1? Two. Does it fall on one of these exactly? It does? When you go like this, do you get exactly one of the 2's in the middle? No, it's right here, right?
I have a question.
And a lot of people thought that was 2.5. Remember, there is no number between 2 and 2. So it is just 2.
I have a question.
Yes.
So would there be a quadrant quartile? Like,
What do you mean quadrant,
do you ever
quartile?
have to do it like again after you do the?
No, they don't go again.
Oh, okay.
I mean, technically, I guess you still could keep going, but they only break it up into the 4. So we got the upper one now. Who has that one? The upper quartile is gonna be what? 8. And again, did that one fall exactly on one of the 8s, or was it in between them? It was in between again. Very good. That's quartile 3. Okay. We're almost done. The last thing you had to tell me was the IQR. That's the last thing you had to tell me. Right? So, Abby Perry, how do you find the IQR? Or interquartile range? Very good. Which is 6. Okay? And again, hint to remember that is it's called IQR because the R stands for range. Range, you take the biggest minus the smallest. Okay, that's how I kind of remember it. Right?
I have a question.
Question, Josie.
Would you get points up on a test if you only wrote IQ?
No.
Because I don't remember IQR, but I know how
It's
to
a range, and you subtract, so that you find it.
Right? We got time to try one more. Okay?
Oh, yo.
I think most of you, at least all of you that came to me, had the right answer, so you must be feeling pretty good on it. Alright? So here's the data. You want me to say the number out loud again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I do it off the smart?
Let's go with 0, 1, 1, 3, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 12, 12, 13,
Guys,
2 more, 15, and 18, sure. Whoever said 18, there you go.
I said 50.
Okay. There you go. I'll solve it real quick. I honestly don't. You guys just made the numbers up, so I honestly don't tell you what the answer is going to be. Now, as you're doing this, I got one question. What if I didn't have the numbers not in order? What would you probably have to do first?
In order.
Put them in order. Luckily for you, they are in order, so that kind of saves you a step. You're done already.
I was gonna say,
I was gonna say, gosh, I'm not even done writing the numbers down. Yes.
write the numbers down, don't just look on the board, it's confusing if you grab it down.
You would start at the 9. There are 14 numbers, FYI.
I have a question.
Come here. Hold on. Right here, good. Okay. That was easy one too.
The IQR.
Yes. If the number's in the middle, do you still use the number where we go in the
If it's
middle?
in the, you don't use the middle when you start with the one,
To the left.
right?
You got
Because
it.
there's not that, it's not actually the.
No. Very good. Let's Let me double check that I'm right.
Well, it doesn't mean I'm right.
Let's make sure you're right.
Is it three or
Here,
in the middle?
yeah.
Three and
Hey, Jacob, you gotta relook at your quartile one.
You got it. That's not 11.
Yes, 100%.
Is it three or in the middle?
The bottom of the lower quartile is not correct. That is correct.
Okay, so yes.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
You have to. I'm done. Look down there. Right now.
it's big right now.
Way up. Check to see if that's the right number too. Or you're not way off.
There should be no decimal.
Check your lower quartile.
Be no decimal.
Okay, check.
Very good.
Hey guys, when you come, and I get it to you.
No decimal points for this one.
And guys, when you come up here for us to see it, I wanna see what's your quartile 1, write that down, quartile 2, quartile 3, and then you rate. No, this is crap. Check that last one.
I honestly got it. Well, I would, or you can just number your Q1. That's what I think. Okay, we're gonna go over this one real quick. A lot of you, the right answers again, although someone asked me a very fantastic question. Okay, so, the median, first one there, what's the median gonna be, Kalina? 9. And is it one of these or is it in between? It's in between. So here's quartile 2. Okay, quartile 1. What's that going to be? Now that and just as an FYI, when you do this, you don't start at that middle. You start with the numbers. Okay? You start with the number.
But why?
3, because there's no number actually here. So yes, you are correct. Elliot, it is 3. That's quartile 1. Quartile 3.
Pay attention, boys, stop talking.
Olivia. Quartile 3. 12. I think it was this. Which means our IQR, not IQ, is going to be what, Raven? 9. Very good.
I did.
Yep,
Well,
well,
what's that?
3, yeah.
Now, Kylie has a fantastic question.
12.5.
Yeah.
I said you had it wrong.
And I want everyone to think about this. This is your homework tonight, to think about this and come up with an answer. Kylie has this. She noticed, and I don't even know the answer. I kind of have to look into it. She noticed the IQR in this one was 9, which was the median. And she noticed that the IQR for this one was 6, which was also the median.
I noticed that too.
That's our only.
So she's wondering, is that something that just randomly happened, that we picked numbers that it worked? Or is that something that will always occur? Okay? So that's your homework tonight, to think about that and come with an answer tomorrow.
Instead of our classroom.
Great. There's nothing else.
No homework!
Oh, did it? What?
Give us